We are live, everyone. Welcome in to TV Sports 27, and it is time to begin the college football playoffs with the Rose Bowl game. Number one, Utah, 13-0 champions of the Big 12 Conference, set to go toe-to-toe with the SEC champions, number 4 ranked Tennessee. Tennessee snuck into the college football playoffs. They got in ahead of Stanford because Tennessee blew out Auburn and Stanford lost to Auburn. And Tennessee had more wins against 10-win teams than Miami did. They get in. Miami, Stanford, they'll be playing each other in another bowl game. We kind of went over all the bowls. I'll show them really quick. We went over the bowls. We did a whole bowl selection show, an hour-long bowl selection. So go check it out, whether it's on our Patreon page or whether you want to check that out on YouTube. But right now it's on the Patreon page. And just going through the quick top bowl games, you can see we set up a lot of them. Go check those out. In that video, we got SK Money here in the chat. He's ready for the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, Texas State, Ohio State. We're going to get the results of that one. The Fiesta Bowl, we'll get to see who's the true kings of the runners-up. Miami, Stanford, those are the big ones. We got Florida, Florida State as well going at it. But we already went over all that stuff, so go check that out. Go check it out in the archives. Check it out on Patreon. It's Rose Bowl time, and we got 35 wins in a row on the line. If we win this game, it'll be our 35th win in a row, which would set the modern record. It would pass the great Miami Hurricane teams of the early 2000s. That was SK Money's era. He grew up watching those Hurricane teams. It would pass up the USC teams of the mid-2000s. Officially, quote-unquote, the NCAA does not count those USC teams because they had to vacate the wins, Reggie Bush and some whatnot, but we have 34 wins, just like Miami, just like USC. This would pass it up for the modern record. On the loading screen, maybe we'll talk about some of the other records. Of course, the all-time record is Oklahoma in the 50s with their 40-plus wins. Let's take a look at what we got against Tennessee. I guess they're not going to show us because we're using the college football revamped tool. We can go in really quick. Since this is a big game, you guys want to see the stats to see what we are going up against with the Tennessee Volunteers. I got SK Money here. Maybe Spencer will be here later. I don't know. Is Aaron out there watching? He was confused about Utah, but he's a good guy. Hell of a guy. And Tennessee Volunteers. So here's what we got to go against. We got Rashad Johnson, who was the starter. He's only an 88 overall, 1,500 yards passing, 15 touchdowns. Does not turn the ball over a whole lot. Rushing-wise, though, that's where Tennessee comes here. Utah's got the number 1 ranked rushing defense, so it's going to be the best rushing defense. But you got 2 running backs. Look at this. You got, actually, Rashad Johnson's the quarterback. He's got 1,500. He's got more rushing yards than he has passing. Rashad Johnson, so he's a scrambler. And then you got Dennis Bonner, 13. So you got between the two of them, almost 3,000 yards rushing. Then you got an 800-yard rusher down here in John Griffith. So that's what we got to contend with. Receiving-wise, it's nothing big, but that's what it's going to be about, the running game for the Tennessee Volunteers. You know what we got with Utah. So let's get this one underway. It's the college football playoff, number 1 versus number 4. And then we're going to check out the results of Texas State and Ohio State after this one to see who the national championship is going to be. Now, in the Rose Bowl game, we typically wear all red. This is probably our, 7th or 8th Rose Bowl game that we've played. We've played Minnesota. We've played Illinois, Notre Dame, Army in the Rose Bowl game. We traditionally wear all red. I'm going to go with what our normal look is, which is the red and black, because if you guys remember the last time we wore all red, it was the double overtime game against Missouri where we almost lost and got upset. So I don't want to bring the bad luck of the all red in this one. I don't know if that's more double bad luck to not wear our traditional Rose Bowl all red uniforms, but we're gonna wear the red and black. Tennessee, I don't even think I need to look because they're just gonna be orange pants. They usually don't don't wear orange. It's always the all-white. What options we got here? I didn't even realize we had so many options. I don't even remember that. That looks so ugly. But the other ones have the black outline. I didn't realize how non-traditional Tennessee unis, but they usually wear all white, right? Gotta be questioning now. I'm gonna do a quick Google right here. Tennessee Vols football. We're gonna see what they got on. gotta make sure the uniforms are right. For the road, they actually wore orange against Missouri. They wore orange pants against Missouri. There's all white there, all white, all white. I think all white's kind of normal for them. That's what we're gonna do. They got a white and orange. Black and team color, white and team color. There we go. Okay. We're all locked and loaded. We are set for the Rose Bowl. 35 wins in a row. If you guys want to be here for the action, follow along with us on Twitch. That's where we go live. These are going to be uploaded onto YouTube. They'll make it onto YouTube towards the end of March 2024. So subscribe if you want to catch the replay. If you don't want to wait till March 2024, this entire stream will go up early and ad-free on our Patreon page. You guys can also assist the channel over at Streamlabs and Ko-Fi. So we appreciate that. Big shout out to Patreon supporters, each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for your support of TB Sports 27. SK Money says, coach for the last 14 years, 20 years, 17 years with Utah. Actually, this is the 18th year with Utah. Yeah, this will be 18th year. So 18 years, because this is season 20, 18 years with Utah. And then 1 year with Wyoming, and 1 year as defensive coordinator of Florida State. So, yeah, we made it a lot longer than Jimbo. Look at this. So here you go. Tennessee, they got a stout rushing attack, third in the nation, passing attack not there. They got a good defense as well, 12, 14, 13. But we have the #1 defense. So you're not going to see as far as passing yards on either side of the ball. I'm surprised our rushing is so low because Bill Bradford's the main guy. But the #1 rushing defense against one of the top-ranked rushing teams in the nation, third in the nation. Here we go. College football playoff. SK still not in on the Andrew Cross bandwagon. Boom, look at that college football playoff logo up there. We got the Rose Bowl logo. We got the college football playoff logo. We're locked and loaded. You can see the ranks. We just saw the ranks. I'll lay out. I'll let you guys listen in to the sounds here. Well, I guess there's no cheering. Leave it on the field. That's what we're going to do here. Old Rocky Top. We got any Tennessee Vols fans out there? Anyone grow up? Peyton Manning or anything like that? It's the Tennessee's never played in a Rose Bowl game, right? It's pretty rare for an SEC team to play a Rose Bowl game. Usually for these college football playoffs. We had Georgia a couple years ago. I know Alabama played Texas in a championship game in the Rose Bowl, right? Or no, it's not Texas. It was, I don't remember. They played one of the national championships. It was in the Rose Bowl Stadium. But anyway, here we go. #1 versus #4. Now, I will preface this again, as for those of you that usually will tune in, the scores at the bottom of the screen are not going to be accurate or correct because we are using the college football revamped. So those bowl scores, I almost say if I can figure out a way to cover them up, but those scores, pardon me, are not correct. They are not accurate. So you're going to get the real bowl scores after this, whether we get eliminated from the college football playoff or whether we move on to the national championship game. So here we go, Utah, Tennessee, and we're starting off with our rushing attack. Bill Bradford up the middle, 1,400 yards. So he's better than all of their guys except their quarterback. Second down and 5. third appearance in 4 years for the Utes in the college football playoff. The first season went to the Rose Bowl game and lost to Army. Army would go on to the national championship and come up just short against Georgia Tech. And then the following year, they did not make the college football playoff. We played Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl, which oddly enough could be a potential national championship game here. 3rd and 2. A third consecutive run for the Utes, and they do not get the first down. So 3 runs, and the Tennessee Volunteers come up with the stop last year. Of course, Utah, we went back to the national championship, went back to the college football playoff, knocked off USF in, actually no, it was USF played Texas, and we played Fresno in the Fiesta Bowl, beat Fresno, and then would go on to the national championship game in the Stadium of the Colts in Indianapolis to knock off the Texas Longhorns, and now here we are back in the college football playoff. And no, we can't go for it. SK, we can't go for it. You crazy? Oh, and there we go with that high-powered rushing attack. We got to watch for them. 1,500 yards for the quarterback at Tennessee. That's crazy. So we gotta like stack this line. I think we gotta put a quarterback spy because they're not gonna pass the ball much. They might even run the ball more than when we played Army in the Rose Bowl. Here they go rushing again. Bonner, who as we said got like 1,300 yards himself. No pushover. And it's gonna be 3rd down for the Tennessee Volunteers. So just like us, they'll run it, right? We're gonna stack the line. We're going to stack the line. We got Dan joining us in the chat. Hello, Dan. Johnson to throw it. A rare pass from Johnson. And it's incomplete. I'm going to bump the chat up a little bit. Yeah. We'll get it away from the scoreboard. All right, both teams going 3 and out here to begin the Rose Bowl game. Newton will let that one drop. Still an early feeling out process, right? The nerves a little. Give to Bradford. At least you can see what the... Well, actually, no, not even... I was going to say the bowl games aren't even correct. Should I blow this? I don't want to ruin the aspect ratio. Just ignore the bowl games. They're not going to be correct at the bottom. So 4 consecutive runs for the Utes so far. And here's your first pass. Andrew Cross delivers to Jermaine Cox, and he gets the first down. So there's your first down of the game for either team. What do you think, SK Money? This is a junior season, both Cross and Bradford. Do you think Andrew Cross, if he wins another national championship, ends the season on 36 consecutive wins? Would he forego? Would he go ahead and go to the NFL? It's a possibility. Close to midfield now in this college football playoff game. SK says go and get paid. Play action fake. Andrew Cross on the move and gets rid of it out of bounds. Nicely done by Tennessee to come down. No NIL, yeah. And this is, we're 20 seasons in, so we're, what year are we? 2030, 31? Maybe there is an NIL. Andrew Crosby first in line. 2nd and 10. Passing again. Cross pressured, but he finds Jason Newton. And you have to imagine here, 3rd and 1, that you're going to get a running play with Bill Bradford, right? I think so. And there it is. First down, Utes. I'm going to drop this logo down too. Let's put it Making modifications on the fly here. Ooh. Okay, it's not going to delay a game. Local car wash. This man he might have more wins than Kellen Moore when it's all said and done. SK Money. Cross steps up. You know, Andrew Cross, both of his college football playoff games last season were pretty good. The Utes blew out Fresno State and blew out Texas. Wonder if other Utah fans share the same hatred for Andrew Cross. Delayed handoff, Bill Bradford, nice blocking. And he picks up 7. I would go to the Andrew Cross car wash.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
And 8, maybe after we retire, we can become a good old AD.
Man left, man left. Pull down, pull down. Ready, 580.
We got WX Man. It is a packed house for the Rose Bowl. Cross on the move, throws it across his body, goes incomplete.
Newton was the intended receiver on the play. That brings up 4th and 3.
The game wants us to go for it. We can make this field goal, right? I think we take the points. SK Money would say go for it. Kind of a kick would this be? 50 yards? Maybe we should go for it. That might be a little... That might be out of the range. All right, we're going to curl it here. Empty set. Dan, what are you talking about down there? Look at this. Watch 84. 84 might be open. Wide open. Ugh. I'm like Peyton Manning here. Just read the defense. Or Tony Romo. I'm calling it. Calling the play. Wide open. Knew he was wide open. Read the D. First down. Utes, number 1, number 4, college football playoff, the Rose Bowl game, the draw play to Bill Bradford up the middle.
That's a loss of 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
WX Man, are you pumped up for the college football playoff? We got Utah and Tennessee. And after this, we're going to get the results of Texas State and Ohio State. We're going to see if Miami should have been in the college football playoff. If they had made it, it would have been us versus Miami and Tennessee versus Ohio State. This is, Cross gets drilled from behind. QB sack. This is the closest that Tennessee's been to a national championship, since the 90s, right? That was also WX Man, his era, and SK Money's era, both in the 90s growing up. So 3rd and 19 for the Utah Utes. That sack was a disaster. Pressure coming. Cross. Back-to-back sacks. Richard Dukes. I think he had both the sacks, right? There's old Rocky Top. You hear it in the Rocky Top. Rocky Top. All right, well, we're punting now. So we were in field goal range, back-to-back sacks. Let's see what we can do on the punt here. They are fired up with orange and red here in the Rose Bowl. Coughing that. Well, it didn't end up mattering out at the 20. And the 4th-ranked Vols, the champions. This is the first time an SEC team has made the college football playoff in our world. They had not been there in any previous incarnations. The 4th college football playoff we've done. Usually Florida and Tennessee had been trading SEC championships. We've done a good job keeping Dennis Bonner under control. Nearly 3,000 rushing yards between quarterback and running back in this option offense for the Tennessee Volunteers. Johnson, you see his passing ability is just about as good as Andrew Cross's, at least in SK Money's mind. We're going to go quarterback spy on this one. Coach Radamus says watch for the shotgun pass. But we got the QB spy because we know this guy's a scrambler. Here he goes. Ready? He gets hit. And Tennessee, a couple of 3-and-outs to begin the Rose Bowl game. It's one advantage being the #1 seed. Utah to Pasadena, it's a lot shorter trip than Knoxville out to Pasadena. And Newton, well, say Newton's going to pick it up. Initially let that one thinking it was going to go into the end zone. But then there was such a distance. That was quite a punt. How long was that punt? Good Lord, that got a big roll. All right, 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless in the Rose Bowl in the college football playoff. Bill Bradford's run the ball well to begin this one. 33 yards on the ground. And we said you're seeing two top-ranked defenses. And the big storyline is the top rushing team, #3 in college football, going up against the #1 rushing defense. Jerome Perry staying on his feet. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter and what's been an action-packed Rose Bowl so far. 0-0, #1, #4 in the college football playoff. First and 10. Cross. Rolling out again. He's been rolled out of the pocket a number of times in this game. 4 of 7. He's been in the big stage before, 3rd year as the Utes starting quarterback. Played in back-to-back Fiesta Bowls, his first Rose Bowl game. This is as beautiful as Monday Night Football that we saw. Cross to Baldwin. First down. Action-packed defense. Some people will think defense is action-packed. People love their defense. That 0 first downs for the Tennessee Volunteers. Has Utah and Tennessee ever played in football? This might be a first ever meeting. Bill Bradford with an action-packed run. Whole game is action-packed. Utah looking for their 5th national championship in the last 20 seasons. Looking for back-to-back. A victory here would put Utah with 35 consecutive wins, which would pass Miami and USC of the modern era. Of course, the all-time record. I had it a second ago, and I started looking up Tennessee uniforms because the orange pants threw me off. Back on Google Chrome. There we go. The all-time record, Oklahoma in the 50s, 47 consecutive wins. First down for Bill Bradford. But the modern era is Miami and USC. After 34 wins, you have 35 wins, which is Toledo in the 70s. And then after that, it's all records from the 1800s, the early 1900s, Yale, and stuff like that. And then you have, of course, the Oklahoma record that was in the 50s. So for the modern era, this would shatter the Miami USC record, tie us with Toledo of the 70s. Is the 70s still the modern era? Is there anybody out there that was around in the 70s? Would you consider Toledo's record the modern era? Or is it kind of 90s on? 2nd and 14. Cross. This time gets rid of it, does not take the sack. Tennessee bringing a lot of heat. They're bringing a lot of pressure into Andrew Cross, but he's been able to get rid of that ball this time. And it's 3rd and 1. We are in field goal range. Tennessee should have the checkerboard end zone, right? You would think. Rose Bowl. Oh, my goodness. And Bill Bradford will lose 4 yards on that one. Robert McDonald, third time tackle for a loss as Tennessee defense. 49 yards. It's going to be 1 yard shy of the field goal we didn't try before. Richardson. It's no good, and that was as high as he can go. So we know 49 can't get it done. And this one continues. So maybe 48 yards he can do, or 47. Whew. Still 0-0 in the college football playoff. But you got the 2 top-tier teams. Look at this offense. They are loaded in the back. It's going to be a run. No, it's a screen pass. They tried to fool us on that one. Terrence Martin, though, only gets a yard before being driven down. Zero total yards for the Tennessee Volunteers so far in this game. Johnson, and it's intercepted. And that could be a... Oh, I thought we were going to get the pick 6. Barrett picks him off. 0 yards. This is looking like... You guys remember when Alabama and LSU played in the national championship and like LSU didn't cross the 50-yard line? This is what this is looking like for Tennessee right now. Barrett with the INT. There's Coach TB Sports. You hear that? No Rocky Top right now. It's Rocky Mountains. Rocky Mountain Rumble from Utah. Bradford, they're trying to rip the ball out of there. This is like these old school Super Bowls. 0-0, just smash mouth. You know, Bronco Nagurski. It was great. Bronco Nagurski didn't need a bye week. And he just went out there. 2nd and 10. Cross to throw it. Quick pass, and it's swatted down. Oh, this is going to be, I think it's going to be a defensive fight the entire game. Man, we're not even in field goal range here, so we might have to go for it. It might be 4-down territory for Utah. Cross, pressured, has to get rid of it, and they're going to call intentional grounding. Did not get out of the pocket. And that, it was going to be 4-down territory. Now I think we're back to punting it away. Whew. What a game so far, huh? This is the Rose Bowl. Griffin fields it. You guys want a little Rose Bowl history? Compliments of patreon.com/tvsports27. Last year, Rose Bowl game, it was Iowa and Navy. High-scoring game. Iowa 52, Navy 48. Navy of the Big East and Iowa of the Big Ten. Johnson goes down again. Holy smokes. The year before that, Rose Bowl, USC 42, Minnesota 13. The year before that, it was the Utah Army college football playoff game. Army 31, Utah 20. So we lost last time we were in the Rose Bowl here. And then the year before that, it was a loss to Minnesota, 24-19 for Utah in the Rose Bowl. And then that's all we got. So there's a little Rose Bowl history. So you had Iowa in there, you had USC, Army, Johnson, and he gets brought down. They give him a yard. They say 0, though. This is crazy. Tennessee. We're going to go with the all dogs. Got a little dog in us. 0 yards of total offense for the 4th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers and the Miami Hurricanes. There's your first bit of offense from the Volunteers, but they go 3 and out again. And the Miami Hurricanes sitting at home, they're prepping for their Fiesta Bowl against Stanford. They're probably pacing right now saying we should be in the college football playoff. We should have been number 4. But as we said, and if you guys watched our 1-hour bowl selection show, what put Tennessee in over Miami was the fact that Tennessee lost early. They started off 1-2, but then they won 10 in a row, including the SEC championship. Tennessee also had 2 wins over teams with 10 wins, where Miami did not have any 10-win victories, including the ACC championship. Miami also lost within the last couple of weeks, so that was fresh on the committee's mind. WX man, we got a cheer. Maybe, are you from Tennessee? My friend, maybe you're local to the Smoky Mountains there. 3 minutes to go in the half, and this is going like the Rose Bowls of the 40s or 50s. 0 points on the board. This is not Georgia, Oklahoma Rose Bowl. This is a low-scoring defensive fight. Oh, reconnect controller? Sure. Controller's not dead, is it? Where's our battery life? No, we got 3 bars. Come on. Come on, I must just hit the thing just right. Second and 14, cross. Off the back of his foot, and that one is swatted away by Brendan Rodgers.
That brings up 3rd and 14.
So neither team get any offense going. I was showing a coworker today the Frank Beamer meme from when Virginia Tech and Wake Forest play. They went 0-0, and, Frank Beamer pumped his fist in excitement. That's what we might get right here. Jermaine Cox, incomplete. And we're punting it again. SK Money already bailed. He said, I'm not watching this 0-0. Watching this like a game from the 30s. Dan the man, Dan, zeros on the board, one of our new Patreon members. Yeah, a couple of zeros. Eventually, we're going to break through, though. How about that for a nice hit? SK is here. Still not here. This is great. Game of the year, perhaps? They're going to run it again with this option offense. Johnson to Bonner. Bonner's got nothing. He's got 3 carries, 0 yards. In fact, negative yard, it looks like, on average. So they might have to change up their game. Because trying to go up against the #1 top-ranked defense, I know you're the #3 rushing attack, but they are going to throw it here. Johnson, and it's intercepted again. Tennessee's got no passing game, and as long as this rushing attack doesn't start, that's what's going to happen. Sam Harris with the INT. And it's a disaster for both teams. It's just, they can't pass, so they got to run. They've almost 3,000 yards rushing. But they can't rush on this Utah wall. That's what we had to do with Andrew Cross. We had to change our whole offense to do, we called it the Alex Smith playbook, to do all little dump-off passes. But so far, not working here. Cross is going to run it, turns up field. I don't know, they went as ACL there.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
Cross is a junior. A lot of speculation if he's NFL bound after this. 2nd and 8 here for the Utes. Great starting field position. Again, Cross rolling out, and he's going to run it again, lower the shoulder, and pick up the first down. .128. Bill Bradford, he's been slowed down in recent plays here after what was a pretty hot start. 16 carries for Bradford, 44 yards. It's beautiful. I want them to do another Super Bowl. Fun fact, WX man, they've hosted 5 Super Bowls in Pasadena, but they haven't been here in a long time, not since the Cowboys beat the Bills in what would have been the highest scoring Super Bowl in history if Leon Lett had crossed the goal line. Not highest scoring, but one team, the most points that one team would have scored in Super Bowl history if Leon Lett had crossed the goal line and not fumbled. But let's get another Super Bowl in Pasadena. Come on. We need to get another Pasadena Super Bowl. Cross on the move again, throws it, and incomplete. We're going for it. 4th and 8, 38-yard line. Not in field goal range. I don't feel like Tennessee, even if we punt it or don't make it, they can get that many yards in 55 seconds. So 4th and 7, cross. And he gets sacked. McCallan, corner blitz. We had the arm going. That's the classic. I mean, that happens in Madden too. It just sticks to his hand. We might be going into the half scoreless here. When's the last Rose Bowl game that was scoreless at the half? All right, Tennessee's got 55 seconds. Very few total yards. Johnson does get it away to Bonner. That's the most yards Bonner's seen in this game. Just 12 yards passing, 2 interceptions from Johnson. And that is another completion. Back-to-back completions. TJ Casey, his first catch of the ball game. And it's 3rd and 1. Another timeout called. There's 3 guys back. Johnson is going to throw it. 3 consecutive passes. I mean, they felt like they had to throw it with just minimal time left. Utes will take a timeout. Get the ball back with 40 seconds. 3 flushes. You might need to call a handyman. Newton's going to let that one go, and it bounces. So we got 33 seconds. Got to be careful not to turn it over. Here's what we've seen defensively. 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, 4 pass breakups. What a fight. Changing some stuff up at the line. I don't really see any vulnerabilities here. Cross, quick pass. Jerome Perry. Timeout called. One timeout left for the Utes. Remember, oh, come on with this controller here. Clock stops for the first down. Cross. And that will stop the clock. 23. This is the most offense we've had. Those 2 passes. How do we wait till there's no time on the clock to wake up here? My toilet's been on the fritz for months. What? Cross. Newton. Oh, inside the 5. Time ticking. 1 timeout left. Cross. Corner. Oh my God, it's intercepted. Oh no. A terrible throw from Andrew Cross, and it's going to be 0-0 at halftime. Well, stay tuned. We're going to get a score at some point in this one. It is a scoreless Rose Bowl game, college football playoff. Number 1 versus number 4. You don't want to miss any of the action in the second half.